Picture the fastest skater you know, rocketing through the neutral zone, edges slicing like scalpels, only to screech to a halt because a 6'9" Slovakian fortress is already waiting where the play is about to go. That wall is Zdeno Chára, the giant every NHL superstar secretly dreaded. He once needed a figure skating coach just to stay upright, yet he finished the 2024 Boston Marathon in 3 hours, 30 minutes, 52 seconds, on legs that carried 250 pounds for 2 decades of bruising hockey. If unraveling how a too tall, too slow outcast morphed into the most intimidating shutdown weapon on ice sounds like your kind of rabbit hole, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, because by the end of this story, you'll never look at size, speed, or sheer willpower the same way again. But first, to understand the monster, we've got to meet the kid who was forged in a Soviet-era boot camp. Trenčín, Czechoslovakia, late 1980s. Breakfast is black bread, push-ups, and whatever motivational growl an Olympic Greco-Roman wrestler happens to bark at 5 a.m. That wrestler is Zdeno Chára, Big Z's father, and he treats childhood like basic training. No participation ribbons, no excuses. Young Zdeno's first love isn't hockey at all. It's track and field, shot put, discus, anything heavy he can launch farther than the other kids. Problem is, the kid himself starts growing faster than his numbers. By 16, he's 6 feet 7 inches, a giraffe trying to sprint on skates. Local coaches laugh him off. Go play basketball, kid. Too tall for hockey. But discipline is already coded in his DNA. When classmates trade stickers, Zdeno times how long he can hold a plank before his arms shake. When the apartment lights go out, he's stretching hamstrings against a bedroom wall because flexibility might keep those knees from exploding. Every flaw, stiff hips, clumsy crossovers, snail turns, becomes another drill at dawn. And the mockery only gets louder on draft weekend. Buffalo, 1996. 55 names echo through the arena before the New York Islanders finally call Chára. 56th overall. No highlight reels, no buzz, just an awkward Slovak kid who looks like he's borrowing someone else's body. Year 1. Mike Milbury's Islanders treat him like a novelty. 4-minute nights, occasional power play decoy in front of the goalie, endless ribbing from veterans who dump pucks into his corner just to watch him pivot like a semi-truck. Jagger spins him inside out. Tabloids dub him the big mistake. By year 3, the Isles are done. Milbury ships Chára to Ottawa as throw-in ballast on a larger deal, still convinced the league's tallest player can't turn fast enough to matter. That trade will go down as one of hockey's great oops moments, because the Senators see what New York never did. Coach Jacques Martin issues the simplest marching orders ever heard. Erase their best player, nothing else. Suddenly, the big man isn't chasing stretch passes or pinching for points. He's patrolling half the defensive zone with an 84-inch wingspan. Ice time jumps past 25 minutes. Opponents who once salivated now veer wide, knowing one misstep equals meeting the boards at ramming speed. In 2004, he cracks his first All-Star team, and his 108-mile-per-hour slapper begins its annual assault on plexiglass. The league whispers turn into gulps because a 6'9" traffic cone has evolved into a cyborg programmed for seek and destroy, and Boston is about to hand that cyborg the keys to an original 6 kingdom. July 1st, 2006. The Bruins back up a Brinks truck, slap the C on his chest before the ink dries, and let the experiment run wild. By 2009, the Norris voters can't ignore reality. A 108.8 mile/hour record at the skills competition, nightly 28-minute workloads, and a plus 23 that doesn't even capture how many stars he erases. Then comes 2011, finals versus Vancouver. Every time the Sedan twins hop the boards, Claude Julien taps Chára. 9-foot trophy raised later, the cup is practically in the rafters, and Boston realizes they didn't sign a defenseman. They unleashed a cultural icon, but absolute dominance invites absolute scrutiny. March 8th, 2011, Bell Center, Montreal. Max Pacioretty races the puck up the boards. Chára angles and rides him into the stanchion between benches. Result: concussion, fractured vertebrae, police investigation, national headlines. The league tightens board designs and later amends Rule 41 on boarding. Analysts label it the Chára Ripple. Meanwhile, to keep his 65-inch twig legal, the NHL literally carves a stick-length exemption. Another rule born because one man broke the template. Hero in Boston, villain in Montreal, but always the gravitational force of any rink he enters. And while critics debate, Chára reloads in silence. 7 languages fluently, business management diploma tucked beside the Norris, pre-scout sessions where he memorizes a winger's favorite shoulder fake the way chess grandmasters catalog gambits. He rarely chases, he predicts, stride once, pivot once, plant that 65-inch flagpole across a lane, and poke. Puck's gone. Opponents swear he's everywhere at once, yet takes only 3 steps. The weight room numbers are cartoonish, benching 350 pounds, deadlifting more, but the true edge is endurance. He devours 1,200 calorie salads, stretches hip flexors until midnight, and by springtime he still looks fresh in double overtime. Then retirement looms, and Chára pulls his greatest heel turn yet. September 2022 signs a ceremonial 1-day deal to retire a Bruin. 6 days later, he's pounding 26.2 miles through Boston traffic, the first of 7 marathons in a calendar year, chopping his time down to that 3:30 finish in 2024. Runners half his size blink when the man in bib 6100 strides past like an armored truck doing 8-minute miles. May 2025, GM Don Sweeney confirms Zdeno is back in the building, this time wearing a suit, dissecting prospects' mental makeup the way he once dissected their breakouts. At 48, the Giant is rewiring how future Bruins will learn gap control, and he's doing it between ultramarathons, but hardware and mile splits aren't the final score here. Before Big Z, tall defensemen were novelties. After him, they're a development blueprint. NHL academies now run Zdeno drills, teaching skyscrapers to pivot early, leverage reach, own angles. Rule tweaks bear his fingerprints, stick length, stanchion padding. So do careers of proteges like Charlie McAvoy, Brandon Carlo, and a cadre of European blue liners who still text him for late-night diet advice. And intimidation, even on farewell tours, speed demons peeked over shoulders when 33 lumbered back on assignment. Fear ages slowly, which brings us full circle. Size made Zdeno curiosity, obsession made him a nightmare, insight turned him immortal. In an era that worships speed, he proved chess-level vision still checkmates raw acceleration. So here's the question to ponder. Would today's lightning-fast NHL exist at all without the deliberate, towering hurdle that forced it to evolve? Drop your favorite Big Z moment in the comments. Was it the 108.8 miles per hour cannon, the cup hoist 9 feet high, the marathon splits that humbled weekend warriors? I read every story, and if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button so you never miss the next deep dive into hockey's most unforgettable legends. See you in the next one.